Hi, maybe you are at the beginning of your inner spiritual journey, or maybe you've been here for a long time. However the case is, warm welcome to my pod Shift Your Energy by Meditation Jam with Rinné. And this is a part of my podcast that is created to be your guide, your inspiration and your companion, moving through a time that is highly transformational, where we are shifting our drive from our mind to our heart and soul. And I am your host, Maria. I am here to share my stories, tools and lessons from my own inner journey that I've been on now for a bit over 2 decades, as well as exploring the many ways we can all reconnect to the energy within. And we will dive deep into what it means to grow, to heal, to show up, and to expand your awareness with the aim to bring you insights that sparks that beautiful shift. Please take what resonates with you. This is not a religion nor a science. It is a way of life that is connected to your heart and the magic of life. And I am here as an example. And I'm really happy to share how it started, the journey through, and where I am right now. So I hope you will be inspired, maybe entertained, as well as we will in some episodes explore some powerful tools and techniques to shift your energy and to realign you with yourself, your life force, and your beautiful pure purpose. Sometimes it will be just you and me, and other times I'll be inviting guests, visionaries, light workers and kindred spirits to share their wisdom and inspire us all. So whether you're beginning your spiritual journey or seeking new perspectives along the way, or just want to recognize yourself in these stories to witness your journey, I hope that Shift Your Energy will be a space to learn, to laugh and connect on a deeper level. So let's walk this path together and discover what happens when we turn inward, when we switch on that light, expand our power, connect, walk our talk and start to step into that more joyful new way of life that is here for us all. So are you ready? I know that I am. Warm welcome, let's begin. Hi and warm welcome to today's episode of Shift Your Energy. And today I'm sharing a recording I did at a live event at Insight Timer this spring, where I'm sharing my story as well as giving you a few steps to co-creation. And we're also doing 2 shorter practices in this talk. So I hope you will enjoy it. And for those of you who joined me live at Insight Timer for this, thank you so much for joining, and I recommend that you keep your journal by your side to write down any insights, visions or thoughts that come up. And I also take this opportunity to let you know that if you want to go deeper, you have a new online program that is really massive, and you find it on my webpage. There are links below where we are going through 7 steps for you to come home to yourself and for you to start to hear yourself, communicate, get to know what it is you want and act on it for a more joyful way of life. So, I hope you will enjoy it. Let's start. And today we are going to talk about co-creation. To be in alignment with life and not just trying to force life or push life, but to be in alignment with life. And I am going to talk about a few steps that you find in my book, Pure, Raw and Happy, but I'm going to talk about them from this co-creation way. But when I was thinking about this subject, I felt that the steps, they are so well suited to co-creation. And so this is just a quick part of the book as well. So co-creation and being a co-creator. for me, it's about not allowing all the energies to just steer me, but to actually be responsible, be accountable, and show up when it is my turn, but also to allow the universe to show up when it's its turn. So my story, if I just take an example from my life, I would say that from when I was born until maybe in my 30s, I was very much in the flow of life in a way that I would just go with the flow. Things were just happening to me. And I wasn't really a lot up in my head. I was just like carefree and living my life. And it was just amazing things showing up. Like, for an example, one time I wanted to go and play golf in Scotland with my boyfriend, but I didn't have any money. But I said to him, it will sort itself out. I'm coming on this journey. And I'm maybe 25, 26. And a few weeks before we were to departure, there was an accident in the laundry room in the house I was living in, the rental house. And some clothes got burned up. But I got a sum of money from my insurance company so I could go on this journey. And these are the things that kept happening to me up until my 30s. Like, things were just when I was like, I think I would like to do that, then it would come. Or I didn't even maybe think about something I wanted to do. It would just show up in a way and I would grab it every time. The thing was, when I was in that state or in that flow, I hadn't started my inner journey at all. And when I was in that state, I wasn't thinking about what I wanted or if this is something I wanted. I would just grab whatever float by me. And in a way, that's a lovely way to live, but you are not co-creating at all. You are just more being, I don't know, moved by life forward. And then in my 30s, I started my career. I started climbing the ladder. I started my corporate career. And during this time, I ended up totally in my head with a lot of control. And it was really great for the work that I was doing, but it was not as great for the living with the flow kind of vibe, because I was controlling my life. And even though I were making things happen in what I wanted, it was all creation from my mind. So there were no space for the universe to come in and add that extra magic and sparkle and sprinkles, because I was controlling my day, my life, my week and months really a lot, because I was in that vibe. I was in that state. And I think a lot of you can recognize this, that we are in sometimes getting into that flow of controlling. So that was about 10 to 15 years when I was doing life that way. And then I started my inner journey. And when I started my inner journey, all this became just like a big mix. And I would say I had about 10 years where I was wobbling from one to another, and I couldn't really get into the flow of it, when to be controlling and when to let go, or when to be more open and when to step back. So I would say I had a lot of years where this was like a scramble in my head. And then I've come out on the other side. And I don't think this is, I think a lot of us has that when we are going through a spiritual awakening, because we have one leg in our old ways and we have one leg in our new ways. And then we are in the middle trying to navigate all this. And coming out on the other side, of course, it's still times when I get dragged back into my old ways of being. Either being the one who is not accountable, but letting life move me, or being the one who's taking too much accountability and control. But the good thing about doing this inner work is that then we can check ourselves, and our body lets us know that, hey, stop a minute, now you are doing one thing more of the other. So what I've learned is that when I'm in the flow of life, when I'm co-creating in the way that's I'm here to do, then things show up naturally, not always in the way that I expect. So we have to have that open, flexible mind. But it's like this, we are moving in a really nice flow. But when I start to get too controlling or too trying to steer my outcome, maybe not consciously, and I have a lot of areas in life where I've had control it still, even though not consciously, but then I see that why isn't anything happen here? And then I have to take a step back and okay, it's me. I'm not giving space for the magic and the universe to come in and create with me because I'm pushing. I'm not taking a step back and allowing the universe to show up as well. So that's my lesson. And when we are co-creating, the first thing, of course, and I write about this in the book, is to know what it is we want to create. And this might sound very simple, but from my own experience, it is not. Because we have so many layers of old beliefs, of karma, society, what things friends and family are saying about us. So to get into the core of what we really want isn't always as easy as it sounds. And we need to take time and be kind to ourselves and open to ourselves. So I just want us to take a really deep check-in with ourselves right now and just take a really deep breath. And if you like, you can put your hands on your heart. Close your eyes. And just sink into the moment. Pause the day for a bit, knowing that there is nothing you have to solve or do right now. And then set your intention to listen to your heart, your soul, your inner light. And then ask yourself, what wants to be created through me right now? What wants to be created through me right now? And just sit with this just for a little bit. And remember not to control, not to judge. Just stay open. And maybe you get an answer straight away. Maybe it will come later today. So if you like, you can write it down. What wants to be created through me today? And any time during the day when you feel like, stop, now I'm just acting on autopilot, or I'm just moving without actually grounding my intent about what it is I'm going to do, then take that moment to check in with yourself. Ask yourself, what is my intent with this action, project, communication, whatever it might be that's important for you that day? What's the intent about it, and what is it that you want to create through that? Ask your heart, not your head. Your head is beautiful when it comes to acting out your wants, but when you are asking, when you want to know what it is from within you, then it's your heart we are asking to communicate. And when you have asked this question, maybe sometimes the answers come. It could be intuition, it could be actually visions or maybe you hear things, but it could also be synchronicities or your body letting you know that something is that you want. Maybe you are changing your diet or changing your exercise. Suddenly you don't feel like walking at all. You want to run. Listen to the signals that is coming from within. And for me, for example, I have this, I listen to a lot of music and I have my playlists. And then sometimes I put them on scramble so that they are not in the order. And it's almost every time I have asked the question to my heart, to my soul, and I'm waiting for the answer. I'm looking around for signals during the day. And then I put on my playlist and there's a song out of the blue coming up that has my answer perfectly. So there are so many things we can use that we can be aware of. And I could, of course, think that, well, this is just random. It has nothing to do with my question. But no, I've asked the question and the answer is there, but it came in the way of music for me. So just be open and aware. So now we have started the journey of figuring out what it is you want. Then when you have that, when you know what it is you want, the next step is to ask for it. Unless you already know what it is you're going to do, but ask for it. And when we ask for something that we want from our heart and core, I feel it's important that we ask from a high vibration. That we are not asking when our mood is like really down in the dumps or angry or anxiety or something, but that we try to get ourselves out of that state. Otherwise, we are asking from a vibration that will take a lot of detours, if I'm saying it nicely. And I know that it's not always easy when we are in that feeling of low vibration and we really want to get out of it, and maybe that is what you want, and then you have to raise your vibe to ask for it. But what I've done throughout the years, and it's always helped me, and that is to start to list things that I'm grateful for in my head. And some days it's 3, 4, 5, and then I've shifted my mood. Other days I have to go like through 100 things before I can feel like my energy is starting to shift. And it could be like the most simplest thing, that the sky is blue and the earth is beneath me. But to actually start to get into that energy of gratitude, because when we are in that vibe, then we have lifted. And then we can start to ask for what it is that you want. So what I also would like you to, if you have a pen and paper and write down today, is to set a clear intention. You have figured out what it is you want. Then try to formulate it in a clear intention for yourself. Write that down and then add this or something better. So add this or something better, because then you also allow the universe to come in with its magic and power. And instead of just saying, okay, I want this, and kind of closing that, what we want, into a box. But if we add this or something better, then we open up to the universe to co-create with us, instead of being the sole creator. I hope that makes sense. So then we have got what we wanted. We have asked for it, added this or something better. Then it's time to trust and bring in that energy of trust. Trust the timing of what it is you wanted. Trust how it's showing up. And we might have a picture of what it is we wanted, and it's showing up in another way, in another form. Trust that that is the way that it's supposed to come. If you feel in your body that this is what I've been asking for, it's just not a shape, form, or way that I thought it would arrive, but it is what I've been asking for, then trust that. And if it's not showing up, then it might be that you are in a way being redirected to something that is better for you. Because again, if we are co-creator, we can't be controlling, as we talked about in the beginning, but we need to allow these redirections to take place. And I think all of us have had moments where we are so dead set on one thing and it's not happening. And we're just like, why is it not? And then a week later or a month or a year later, something so much better shows up and you're like, oh, wow, now I get it. I know from my experience, my old boyfriends, every time it's ended with one partner, it's like, why? And then the next one is even better. And then it's ended and the next one has been even better than that. So it's like always made sense why things are happening or we are being redirected. And when it happens, it's not always easy. So that's when it's good to lean in on our trust that we are actually co-creating and this is part of our co-creation. And one way to teach our brain, our ego, our mind to trust is to start to be aware of when things that are happening that you have co-created or you have trusted, when things are starting to happening that actually you can see a proof of, okay, so I was asking for this and now I got it. Or I was asking for this, I was redirected and now something better has come in. To not just say, oh, lovely, and then go on your merry way, but to actually be aware of it and write it down and let your mind become aware of it. That, okay, because our mind, our ego understands structure and proof. So when we can let it in on the proof and let it know that, okay, we created this and here is the proof. And now I'm writing it down, I'm grounding it, then it's easier to trust us the next time that we continue our co-creation. So journaling is, I feel, a lovely way to teach our mind to trust our body, our experiences, and our co-creating possibilities. And now we come to another point that I feel is, I love this as well. So we have figured out what we want. We have asked for it. We have trusted it to either show up when it shows up, or it maybe already showed up, but in another form, or maybe as we had figured it or thought about it. Then the step comes to show up to it, to our creation. And I feel a lot of us in many areas, due to fear, to maybe not having enough courage or not believing it, we stop here. We create, we do the manifestation, the affirmations. We know how to ask for it. It shows up. And then when it arrives, we stop for 100 different reasons. But this is when we actually need to grab what we have created and go with it. If we have built our trust, then it's easier to go with it. And I feel if we keep on asking and creating things, and then when it arrives, we just turn and think, yeah, well, I don't know. It's not the way I used to be, or it's not the way I have been, or what will my friends say, or what will this be? Or if we don't run with it and take it, then we stop the creation, in my mind. And it doesn't mean that we have to grab it fully and run in 190, but just start to take the small steps, start the movement towards our co-creation so that we don't get stuck in the third or fourth step when we are doing it. And then when we have our wants, we have asked, we have trusted the outcome, we have showed up, we are moving with our co-creation, we are actually making it come alive. That's where I feel we need to bring gratitude back in again. To notice the creation that we have co-created, to send gratitude with, because when we do that, then we bring more of this into our life. But also, we are grounding the energy, and it's like saying to the universe, I see you, I feel you, you've been with me, we've done this, I've done this, you've done this. And here we are, and I am really grateful. So that we not just only create it and run with it, and then it's like, well, that was nothing. I think no. Let's celebrate what we create and let the universe, the energy, ourselves know that, wow, this was really amazing in a small or big way. And then the last step, what I feel, is that so we have what we want. We have asked for it, we have trusted it, we have shown up to life. And again, all these steps are in my book. I have another step there, my book, Pure, Raw and Happy. But this is just a quick part or a quick summarizing. We have shown up and we have sent gratitude. And now it's time to enjoy it and to stay open to life with our heart and our being. It's about enjoying it. And I went through a period that I call my shadow period. And during that period, there were a lot of things happening that made me go in a bit of a downward spiral. And after being there for a while, so I recognize this, after being there for a while, I could feel that after a while, that state of being in a low vibe became like the norm for me. It's like, well, this is how it is right now. And every morning I had to wind my energy, my mood, myself up with a lot of practices and exercises because I didn't want to stay in that low vibe. But it was like so much work every day to get myself in a higher vibe. So I know what it is like to be in a low vibe and be stuck, and to the point where you feel that that's the norm, that's the normal state of being. But I don't think it is. When we are going through something dramatic, something that is happening, then we need to go through that. We need to grieve, or we need to do what we need to do. But then I think it's important not to be stuck in it. So we need to take our time, whether that is a week, a month, a year, 2 years. But then I feel it's important not to get stuck, but to start to get ourselves out of it. And most of us are not in that, for all of our lives at least, in that really hard time, grieving time. So then it could just be like, well, we're just fed up with life, or we are just in a low vibe, and that becomes our norm. And that's when we need to start to, or it's good for us to start to, we don't need to do anything. It's only if we want to. But it's good for us to start to look at life and appreciate it and seek moments of joy. And if you started to listen to your heart, and it started to speak to you, and you've started to co-create with your heart, that's when life starts to be more enjoyable, because then you move aligned with your heart, and then you can flow with that energy of appreciating the sun. Like today, I was like, I can't remember that I've always found the sun and the blue sky so amazing, but I do. I say this every spring coming out of a Swedish winter. So I do know that that's what is happening when the sun comes out here, but it's like those enjoying life and not being stuck. I hope this has been, I'm sure you have heard a lot of it before, so I wanted this to be like an injection of inspiration to your co-creation. And I just thought we end with a really short, just stepping into our heart exercise and see what happens. So please just get yourself seated comfortable. Close your eyes. And take a few really deep breaths. And let your body relax. Let your face soften. Let your mind settle. Knowing that there is nothing that you have to solve right now. Nothing you need to force or push or do. This is just this moment for you to be still, to enjoy yourself, maybe send some gratitude for you being here, listening to this, taking the time. And let's bring our attention to our heart. If you like, you can place 1 or 2 hands over your heart, your chest. Maybe you feel your heart beating slower. Then take a really deep breath into your heart. And as you exhale, you see how your heart chakra, the center of your chest, is opening, softening, listening. And then gently ask your heart, what is life inviting through me today? What is life inviting through me today? And all you have to do is listen. Maybe you hear a word, feel a feeling or emotion. Maybe you see an image. Just trust whatever comes to be your answer right now. Then imagine that you are holding an intention of something that you would like to welcome into your life, in your heart space. Just have a moment to think, is there something you would like to welcome more of into your life? Just hold it gently in your heart. And then you can say out loud or in your head, I am open to co-create this with life. I am open to co-create this with life. And just feel it happening. Trust that it's happening. And take a really slow, deep breath. And feel the support of your heart, the universe moving through you. You are not creating this alone. The universe is with you. Your soul, your heart. It's a beautiful partnership of co-creation. And take a really deep breath. And then you can come back. And if you like, you can write it down if you got an answer. And maybe shake your body a little. Come back into the room and the space. So I think that was it for today, and I'm really happy that you joined and listened to this, and I hope you got some inspiration from it. Thank you all so much, and I hope you have a beautiful day or night wherever you are. You have been listening to Meditation Jam with Maria Rinné, and I am so grateful that you have joined today with your energy. If you liked it, please remember to subscribe, hit the like button and leave a review if there was something specific that you enjoyed. And you will find more links in the text below from my guests and also to my social media if you like to follow me there. So thank you again for joining, and I hope you have a beautiful day, week and month. Sat Nam.